one of my favorite podcasts, Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours, with WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long and host MadMacDavis. Wrestling chat, interviews, and fun. Drops every week on YouTube and wherever you download your favorite podcasts. Holla, holla, holla.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of the Wrestling. Go ahead, Teddy. Give me shit. Go ahead.
It never fails.
I know.
Every week. It never
I've
fails.
been really good lately. But
lately.
Welcome to Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, MacDavis, along with my WWE Hall of Famer co-host, Mr. Somebody, Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy, how you doing, brother?
You know what? I think I'm just really thinking about replacing you with Bill Apter. You know, that's I think, you know.
Oh, man. Look here. We're expecting a guest. We hope that he'll come in during the show. If not, we'll catch up with him again later. But our guest today was supposed to be Mr. Anderson or Mr. Kennedy for you WWE fans. But if he pops in, We'll take him live. Otherwise, we're going to answer a few emails right now and just kind of talk and chat and see what's going on. Teddy, first of all, personal thoughts on the WrestleMania this past weekend. What did you think?
Well, I thought it was one of the better WrestleManias of all time. I've never seen one that good. I mean, to me, both nights were good, but that second night kind of stood out. But the first night was outstanding, and it was just a great show. Great show.
Yeah, I love the show. I thought the Sunday night especially was really good. That show to me was WrestleMania, really. In fact, it was the first time in a long time, Teddy, I felt like we got to see professional wrestling. Did you get that feeling watching that night?
Well, certainly I did that. And also, you know, it took me back to the Attitude Era. I mean, back when things were popping, man, when it was really good, you know, and I was a part of that. And just to sit back and to be able to watch this and not be a part of it, that's kind of hard, too, because, boy, that was great. To be been a part of that would have been the highlight. So, it was, you know, all around great, man.
Now, I'm going to be nitpicking just a little bit, and I mentioned this to you briefly yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
The main event on Sunday night, fantastic. I mean, that was one hell of a match. The entire way it was laid out, everything was spot on. The only thing that I found missing, they were telling a story, and they've been telling this story about The Rock handing Mama Rhodes a belt with the blood of her son and his sweat and her tears. And there really wasn't any connection to that during the match. I really thought on Saturday night, Teddy, and that, just me being honest, Saturday night should have ended with The Rock and them laying a beat down on Cody and him walking over to Cody's mother, handing her that belt with blood all over it, and her upset about what they just did to her son in the ring. Go dark and wait for night number 2. That's how I thought they should have ended night number 1, because they needed to acknowledge his mother, don't you think?
Well, yeah, they brought that up in the beginning. You know, they may have taken that, you know, that was enough. Just, you know, teasing it at the beginning with her, that may have been enough. Sometimes, you know, you can take stuff like that and you can really kind of go a little bit too far with it. So I don't know whether that's how they felt about it, but for them not to continue it, then they had to do that for a reason.
Yeah. Let me ask you, The Rock, when he comes out into the ring, first of all, fantastic job when it comes to playing the heel. I thought he really embraced that for this run that he did with Cody. And everybody knows he's really a nice guy. I mean, he's, just a nice guy. And no matter what he does, that's who he is. How many guys, though, Teddy, that you've worked with over the years came across like a really nice guy on TV, but was actually a prick in the back? Is there anyone that you can think of? I mean, you don't have to say names, but you can, just kind of refer to some people maybe, or whatever you want to do. But
it's like beating a dead horse. You know what I mean? We're talking about, who was, one of the nasty guys in the back. Okay, that's on every job you go, and you're gonna find one. But there were some guys like that came across like baby faces on TV. And I can say this, Lex Luger, I can call his name because Luger, I was just sitting right next to him at the WrestleMania. We rode together and everything. And Luger, when he was in his prime, he was kind of one of those guys that he was like, and he'll confess to that. He'll tell you that himself. Okay, but he was that guy that you just talked about. Luger was. But he, you know what I mean? He opened his eyes and, gave his life to God and stuff. And he understood, what he did, and he's really more, remorseful for that now. And so
he actually brought that up on the interview we did with him now that you mentioned it. And he did say, I'm not surprised that I was a prick when you met me. Because I think I even said that straight to him. But he's one of those guys that has really owned up to who he was at one time. Let's be honest, we all are young and dumb at some point, right?
Right, and my thing is this: I'm just sick and tired of talking about this old stuff, the racism and all that. Because I've learned to deal with that, because ain't no sense in keep getting mad and acting a fool about it, because that is rooted. It ain't going nowhere. So you might as well just live your life, try to treat everybody with kindness, man, and be good to everybody. Because karma is a bitch. So that's all I can tell you, man. Just live your life and don't mistreat nobody.
I want to bring in a few questions that our viewers had that I want to mention to you here, Teddy. And this is coming from Marcus in Seattle, who is asking between two individuals, you have to pick one. So here we go. JBL and Ron Simmons are the two individuals that you'll be working with, okay? You got to make a choice of one or the other. Who is the funniest of the two?
JBL.
Right. Who has the worst temper?
JBL.
All right. Who wins a match between JBL and Ron Simmons?
Oh, I don't.
No. You got to give us an answer.
Like I said, I'll say this: too close to call.
Too close to call. Nobody has an advantage, you don't think?
Man, these guys are so. These guys are so good with their friendship. They'd start working and start busting out and start laughing at each other. Man, the match probably wouldn't even never happen.
I would love to have been a part of some of those barroom brawls that were taking place when they were at the APA. That looked like some fun. Those were real bars, weren't they, Teddy?
Yeah, they were Timmy White. They went to Timmy White. God rest his soul. They tore his bar up, but Timmy loved it because he had a chance to get a whole brand new bar.
Heck yeah! Tear anything up.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Lance in California writes, Teddy, who gave the most in every match over all your years in wrestling?
God, there are a lot of guys. I'd have to say Chris Benoit, God rest his soul, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, The Rock, Stone Cold. It's just so many guys, man. You know what I mean? That really, put the time in and really took their job serious.
Yeah, I would imagine that those guys would stand out, and they're probably the ones who were the most successful that we saw on TV, because there's a reason why they're on TV, right?
And Kurt Angle, let's not forget him. He was another guy that was certainly that took his work serious, and he worked his butt off, man. He was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Kurt to me was just he was one in a million, or maybe one in every generation, because this guy just embraced himself into the wrestling industry. I mean, he took it like a duck to water, and it was incredible to watch that, because he came from a completely different world, really. All right, let's see. Jared in Texas, name association. I'll give you some names, and you give me a name association first thought that comes to mind. You ready?
Okay.
Shelton Benjamin.
Good friend.
Big Show.
Good friend.
Let's see. Booker T.
Good friend.
Well, that was an interesting question. Any stories with any of those guys on the road, Teddy? You, Big Show, Booker T, maybe Shelton, anything like that? Or from in the ring experience of doing an angle with them?
I don't know. Probably the story with Big Show. I think we was in somewhere in Canada, and Vince, Vince didn't care about people that smoke cigarettes. He didn't want them smoking. So Big Show couldn't smoke inside, so Big Show had to go outside and smoke. Well, Big Show goes outside to smoke his cigarette, and he sits. We're doing a live pay-per-view, and he sits on the back of the satellite truck or something like that, but the truck that had the satellite on it. Well, he sit on the end on the bumper. Some kind of way it tilted the satellite truck and it knocked the pay-per-view out.
Oh, I can just imagine Vince nutting up.
Oh God, man. Oh yeah. So that's a true story.
Wow. What did they do? I mean, how long before they realized that he had shifted it by sitting on the
I guess, I don't know, man. Maybe once he got through smoking, maybe got up. Maybe everything leveled off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember really, but I don't know.
But let me ask you this too, real quick, because we don't have a whole lot of time here. But let me ask you about when you were in Philadelphia. There was an earthquake that everybody kept talking about. Did you feel that earthquake?
No, I didn't feel it, and it said it happened around 10 or 10:30 that morning. But I was there in the Sheraton there signing around that time. There were a lot of people in there, so no, I didn't even know anything about that till later on that night. I got in my room and turned on my TV and watched the news, and that's when I first heard of it.
Yeah, I kept thinking, wow, what a weird thing to happen while you're sitting in Philadelphia to have an earthquake of all things. That was just strange when I heard that.
Where we were, it wasn't it wasn't no trembling. I didn't feel nothing at all.
Yeah. Hey, look, we got a special guest coming in next week, Teddy, and that guest will be Glacier, Ray Lloyd, and we're going to talk about The Unbreakable Bunch, which is a brand new movie coming out where aliens attack Earth, and the only people that can save us are professional wrestlers. So that's going to be a lot of fun. There's a great all-star cast of wrestling legends that will be a part of this movie, and it looks like a lot of fun. I've seen the trailer. As a matter of fact, we'll probably drop that trailer right at the end of this, give you a shot, and let you see what it's all about. And then we hope to see you next week.
I'd probably like to see that movie more than I would the Von Erich story.
Yes, I have not heard good things about that story, Teddy. And I haven't even bothered trying to find it to watch it because I've heard so many bad things about it.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm saying. It didn't never interest me to even try to even look at it, And I'm like you. I hadn't heard anything good at all about it.
Yeah, but The Unbreakable Bunch, that's a whole different movie. It's kind of like the old Roddy Piper movie, They Live. If you remember that, it's kind of a campy, fun type of movie. We'll tell you more about that next week. And you can watch the trailer as soon as we finish up here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll have Glacier with us on the next week's show, and he'll tell us all about, how it got started, and probably got some good stories there.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm hoping. We get some road stories from the making of The Unbreakable Bunch. That should be a lot of fun.
In a quiet Florida town, life was simple until everything changed.
Did you see that?
As an alien force invades and takes control, a group of unlikely heroes must come together to save the day. They fought epic battles in the ring, and now they're back, joining forces for the ultimate fight of their lives. With every townsperson in danger, these seasoned warriors will have to bring their A-game to defeat the alien menace. In a battle where stakes are higher than ever, it's time to wrestle with destiny.
Pro wrestling versus aliens. Man, that's like a monster movie.